Hello and welcome back to the AI Foundry series. In this, I'm going to show you how you can call an agent which is built and deployed within AI Foundry under agent services from an external application. It could be any existing channel, chatbot, or even your website. So you have seen this in previous demo. You have seen this Contoso outdoor sales agent, where you can ask various different questions and the data comes from a local CSV upload. However, this is right now tested in the playground. If you happen to use this in the playground, you can pretty much do it within the AI Foundry, but you would like to actually use this agent in multiple different places. So to do that, it also gives you a little view in the code. So you can see that it is using the AI Foundry SDK. So just to quickly show you what that really means, if you go into the landing page of the AI Foundry, you will find that each of the AI Foundry project which you might have created comes with an API key and an URL for different SDK you might gonna use. So the AI Foundry has got a URL. OpenAI, if you're using OpenAI SDK, will have a different URL endpoint basically. And then the other AI services, which are cognitive services, also available from this. So we're going to use this URL, which is showing up over here. And you can see that it is using the same agent ID. Just to show you what that really means, if you go back to the agent, same agent where you have created, each of the agent you create gets a unique ID. So this is the ID we're referring to. 77AHD is the ID. You just remember that, and then you go into the playground, click on the code, view code, and see that it's the same ID. So this is the ready-made Python code, but if you are comfortable with C# or JavaScript, you can choose any of the programming languages and the code will change. So this will basically give you a quick start. And if you notice here in the Python, because this is what we're going to use, it uses the AI project client, right? So AI project, and then you kind of have this small piece of code. So we can copy the whole code and take it to our Python file. So let's do that. And if I open this thing and then let's say I add a new saying that demo.py. So if I just paste this whole code, let me copy this from here and paste the whole code, you're gonna go ahead and get this list. So in the prompt, I'm gonna say that please total sales in Europe region. So if I ask this question, so this is the question it's going to ask. So what it's going to do, it's going to call this agent ID. It will show you the agent thread ID which got created, and then I'm going to send this as an user prompt and get the message. It's a very simple code just copied from there, and I'm going to run this here in the window. Let me just, yeah, so if I just go ahead and run this, let me see that demo is here. So you say uv run demo.py. Okay, so if you run just demo.py and then you get a new thread created, the prompt is predefined. I'm not asking this prompt. It's gonna go ahead and get you the total number 1199207. If you ask the same question in the playground, you get the same answer. So if you want to really cross verify whether it is giving you the answer from the same data source, if you just copy this and go back to this playground, let's close this. I'm going to ask this question over here. And if you ask this question in the playground, it's the same prompt, it is going to show you what's going to happen. Like 1199207 is the value you are going to get over here. So that's the number which you are getting both from this agent playground as well as from the agent of your Python application. But that's not probably any very user interactive application. It's just a Python code. So you can convert this Python code into something like a website. So if you take the same agent ID, right? And then if you just happen to create the same thread and then say that, okay, I have got this prompt copied already. So let me make sure I copy this and I just run this. So this is using something called a Streamlit. Streamlit is a quick website development library for Python. So I'm going to just execute this agent called web. So I'll say Streamlit run, and then I just run this. It's gonna show up in the browser. Now it looks like a web interface, though it is not packaged well. It's still under Python development environment, but I can actually do that. So you have got a predefined query, so I can just click on ask. It's gonna go ahead and load the data by showing calling the same agent. So if you copy the same prompt, you're gonna get the same output. Now this is the category wise break, and if I just say total sales in Europe region, it should 1199207 should come up because it's a mathematical calculation. So every time it's gonna go ahead and use that same number and give you the same output, that is 1199207, which you can see as an output showing up over here. So it's working. So the agent is now getting called from a website. This can be packaged within a container-based application. So you can host the website anywhere, right? It doesn't really matter where you are going to host. You should be able to connect the agent which you have built in the AI Foundry agent services, and then created that sort of things in the thing. So it's basically kind of like taking the API which you might have hosted somewhere and then calling it from everywhere, right? So it's basically that's the quick demo I wanted to show to you, all just to have an experience that the agent which you have built without writing single line of code can be called from anywhere. So if you have things like Microsoft Teams, you can even incorporate the agent from the team and then call it from there. So you don't need to build your own application. If you have a chatbot already running, you can just use that channel to host your agent there. So it just need an interface to interact with that makes more sense for an end user to be able to use that. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.